On Capitol Hill today, there was heart-wrenching testimony about abusive treatment of autistic and emotionally disabled children in schools. It comes on the heels of a congressional investigation into widespread allegations that some teachers have resorted to harsh practices to try to manage difficult-to-control kids. Fair warning, it's a tough story to hear in our report tonight from our chief investigative correspondent, Lisa Myers.
Cedric Napoleon was described as a good kid with behavioral issues brought on by years of abuse. Today, his foster mother, Tony Price, told Congress how a 230-pound teacher restrained Cedric after the 14-year-old refused to stay in his seat.
He was a little boy.
Put him on the floor, face down, and sat on him.
He struggled and said repeatedly, "I can't breathe." The teacher continued to restrain him.
An autopsy found that Cedric's rib cage was crushed. His death was ruled a homicide, though the teacher was not charged. Today, a congressional investigator said he found hundreds of allegations and 20 deaths resulting from abusive use of restraints and seclusion rooms like this at both public and private schools.
Many of the 18 children from our case studies, including 4 preschoolers, were clearly abused and tortured.
Investigators acknowledge that teachers of autistic and emotionally disabled children face special challenges and that restraints and seclusion may be needed when a child poses a threat to himself or others. But in case after case, the investigation found that restraints were used as discipline or punishment and that teachers were not properly trained.
I mean, this punishment is way, way out of bounds. This behavior by people imposing this is way out of bounds.
Ann Gato's daughter, Paige, was 7 when she was hurt by her teacher.
She grabbed Paige's wrists in her left hand, grabbed Paige's left ankle in her right hand, lifted her up off the ground, and drove her head first into the ground.
After further complaints of abuse, Paige's teacher moved to another school district. Cedric's teacher was put on a Texas registry of those who'd neglected or abused children. She's now teaching in Virginia and has been put on leave pending an investigation. Lisa Myers, NBC News, Washington.